Good afternoon, everybody. This is your spoiler log race of Final Fantasy Randomizer. This is the Fall League race. We've got four runners today. We've got Chanigan, we've got Thunderclawed, we've got Zenobian, and though he did not wish to be restreamed, we have Sir Linkalot. I'm DM Stewart 1981. I'll be one of your comms today. Alongside me in the booth is Admiral Tryhard. How we doing, Admiral?
Doing all right. I'm gonna be here updating all of you on Sir Linkalot's position and more on the racers themselves. Zenobia and Sir Linkalot are currently tied for second place, as you can see with the number 2 by Zenobian. Chanigan up top left is representing his team in first. Wait, is that a 1?
I think so.
Yeah. And then Thunderclawed is currently representing his team in third place. This is the final race of the week. The top 2 teams will advance to the finals. So a lot is at stake for this race, and the point differential between these teams is 3 points between first and last place. So it's anybody's game right now.
Yes, apparently last night there was a 3-way tie for first.
Yep.
So that was a little bit crazy.
Yeah, I believe one of the first races of the spoiler week, we had a 3-way tie for second place, so it's going to be down to the wire. Seconds will matter in this race.
So the way a tie works for our purposes, is when the first person finishes, when the first runner clears chaos, there is a 1-minute block. On that 1 minute, if anyone else finishes during that 1-minute block, then they are considered a tie.
Yep. And then if you get second place, there's a 2-minute window, and then we probably won't need to go much beyond that. If it happens, it happens.
Okay, we have what did they call it? The spell builder.
Yes. Let me talk about flags in general. We've got spellcrafter. We've got new enemies. We've got new enemy formations. We've got a whole bunch of nifty little flags that actually are not really seen too often.
We are off.
That's a Fire 4 hammered start. And Temple of Fiends is mermaids, as shown by Sir Linkalot. So our runners are going to get a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Stuff like really good armor with gold +1 bracelets, opal -1 bracelets. You'll note.
And is that Corneria Castle? Is that Corneria Castle that is Sea Shrine split?
I think it is. Yes, it is. Anyway, so back to the flags. Another flag we have is, of course, you see all these weapons with magic on them. Like you could have like this Saber 7 helmet. That's like, it's not every day you get to have anyone in the world cast such a powerful magic spell. And it's not only magic that's more powerful, weapons are also heavily changed with the weaponizer.
Okay, looks like we also have Monster in a Box, which is one of my favorite flags.
It's not like a lot of boxes that have Monster in a Box. We just have key items guarded, I believe. So you're still going to have to fight some of these monsters in a box. But there won't be too many. We haven't actually seen a lot of Monster in a Box flags since Spring Tournament, I believe.
And you said that guarantees that it's going to be a key item?
Yep. Well, the runners know what's going to be key items or
Oh,
not,
well,
as
yeah.
the runners have practiced this seed, this exact seed. Item placements, magic, everything is the same as what they've been practicing for the past, I don't know, couple weeks.
Okay, we have Melmond. Melmond is Elfland.
Yep. Sir Linkalot is in there right now, and he obviously finds the adamant in there because that is our shop item.
Okay, shop item adamant.
Back on the topic of the runners knowing what the seed is. We are expecting this race to go on for like 50 minutes tops, I'm saying.
Yeah, that's kind of how these work. And we get Onrak is
Corneria Castle.
Corneria Castle and has the key.
Which is actually... That makes... The thief had received a malice of a higher lock-picking level, so that key just kind of gets rid of them. Just kind of, just gets rid of the whole point of lock-picking.
I did not see where Chanigan went to get to Earth 1 that led to Fire that led to Crescent Lake.
I'm not sure either, but we'll see it in other runners windows soon enough.
And a bottle out of the Crescent Lake Sages.
Oh, there must be something good behind that bottle.
And let's see, Crescent Lake takes us... Now we're into... That puts us in Marsh, which goes to... Oh, wow.
All right, you're seeing on the restream is showing Zenobian and Corneria locked. Sir Linkalot got all of the items in the locked, which included the Oxy on the bridge. Seems Zenobian got that as well. So I see Sir Linkalot and Zenobian following some fairly similar paths, not quite as they're divulging.
Okay, looks like Gaia got Melmonded.
Ooh. It's the only thing that was worse is if you have Zozo Melmond enabled. If you don't know...
And that was in Elfland Castle.
Alright, Chanigan already challenging Tiamat. Or just grinding. Possibly just grinding.
Possibly just grinding.
When you see him running forward on the Bridge of Destiny, it sends a shiver down your spine. Sir Lincoln has currently...
No, he's not grinding because it looks like he's running.
Oh, wait. With the Master and Saber 7 helmet, anything is possible.
Oh, there is that.
Oh, wait. I think I get this play. Well,
do tell.
Chanigan, for Team Carry, is currently in last place in terms of points. So we might be seeing a really risky play to try to secure a first place by a good margin because you need to close that window. So, meanwhile, say Thunderclad, who's got a 2-point lead over second place, I might be trying just a little bit safer strats. Although I am not entirely sure. This is just my speculation.
Right. Yeah, because when you know you're the last hope and you are in last place, you've got to take some risky. You got to take some risks.
It's pretty much do or die here. Although it is only 1 point behind the second place slot. So you gotta something's gotta happen. All right. Meanwhile, Sir Linklot was grabbing some key items from where Zenobia is entering. I didn't quite see the item, so whatever Zenobian gets, that's what Sir Linklot got, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because there was a key item in greater than or less than.
Okay, that's...
Also, for your information, we do have it so deads and nuns gain EXP, I believe. So having Thunderclotch Thief just fire some enemies down is a perfectly viable strat to reduce menuing.
And... Ooh, hoo, hoo. Yeah, Chanigan is... And Chanigan is doing some grind there on the Bridge of Destiny. Oh, Zenobian has found war chickens.
Yeah, they're not actually war mech, though.
And it's a canoe in greater than less than room.
I actually just saw Sir Linklot get that at the same time. Anyway, you won't actually see war mech as a mech sprite. It'll probably be something like, I don't know, a war imp. You'll just see the war prefix in front of the name and you'll know. You'll just know. However, war mech is required, I believe, in this flag set. Although I'm just going off of what I remember from previous commentary. Do take my words with a grain of salt.
And we are headed into... Yeah, Chanigan is heading in to Crescent Lake, which goes into Marsh 2, which goes into... Yeah, that's... I think that is where the... yes. That's where the...
That's the
canoe.
Yep. So Chanigan's strat, it seems, was just to grind a little bit before going forward, hoping that the higher levels prevents future wipes, and besides, you need to grind anyway.
Yeah, hoping for those higher levels to provide some safety.
And he was specifically grinding on a specific encounter on the Bridge of Destiny by using encounter manipulation by resetting the game until you find the right encounter.
Yes.
It is a very, very advanced, not very advanced, but...
we have Ice Cave goes to Sharknado.
Thunderclad just found a really nice Vorpal +3. And when you find Vorpal with Weaponizer, that means it usually has like 70% crit rate.
Oh, so it's actually useful instead of...
Yeah, it had a crit. It had a 95 in its crit stat, meaning it had like 43 crit rate, basically. Or 42.5 crit. 47? I can math. Yeah, 47.5 crit rate. I can math.
I don't know how that crit rate calculation goes, so...
It's basically half of the number you see.
Okay.
But yeah, by finding a Vorpal, we've got to be finding like a knight or promoting to a ninja sometime, because there are classes to recruit.
Okay, now we're to Ice 1 on Thunderclad Zenobian's side. Chanigan making the way towards
the canoe.
Canoe.
Sir Linklot is was currently taking a canoe trip and is currently in the Hall of Dragons with it, which has encounters turned on.
Oh, the Bahamut Hall.
Yeah, not quite the Bahamut. Yeah, Zenobian's on it right now. So Sir Lancelot just currently it leads to Dwarf Cave.
Well, that's where you turn in that adamant that we bought in the
which leads to a chime.
Elfland.
And it has a white wizard. So we're starting to get those party members I was talking about recruiting.
Yep, everyone's headed the same place.
Kind of funny to see everyone in the same route.
Other than Chanigan.
Well, Chanigan just did some grinding, but he's following the same route.
And
Sir Lancelot's out of the dungeon already.
I am disappointed in our runners. I'm disappointed in our runners. No one talked to Hooray Dwarf.
It is a shame. All right.
And we have Fade 6 on a dagger, and now we have a floater.
Oh. Yeah, that seems like it'd be nice. Sir Lancelot didn't actually manage to get out of the dwarf cave. He took a wipe.
Ooh.
Which it's unfortunate, but it happens.
Yes, classic gamer and Gregley, but that's beside the point because it's still Hooray Dwarf. And Chanigan is heading up towards. Chanigan's heading up towards Lefane.
Yep, using that Lefane River dock, thanks to the map edits flag and some of our map edits flag. Those are some of my favorites.
And that is Temple of Fiends.
Well, we still need the orbs. Don't get too excited.
Well, but that's Garland and Princess Sarah. And
Yep.
Since we know where Corneria Castle is. And you notice a Temple of Fiends, not Topher.
Yeah. All right. So Sir Lancelot, Thunderclaw, basically on the same screen right now. It seems that they might have had some issues trying to get the needed stuff.
Okay, and Chanigan picks up the key and the tail.
So that Vorpal with the stupidly high crit rate is going to be put to use.
I will say it's nice to see a Vorpal that's actually useful, unlike normal Vorpal. In case you can't tell, I am not a member of Team Vorpal.
I am a member of Team Vorpal, especially when stuff like Saber 7 exists. Like Spellcraft.
Okay, there is that.
It's like the weakness of Vorpal is its attack power, like its normal strength. But Saber 7. And you're having a feat. We don't know where the katana is, nor its stats with the weaponizers specifically.
And Chanigan heading to Sharknado floor. Gets that Vorpal. And Thundercloud recruits the White Wizard
Yep. Seems like
in Dwarf Cave.
I believe a few of our runners had recruited the White Wizard. Sir Linkalot still trying to dive into the Dwarf Cave. This RNG is becoming a huge factor in these spoiler seeds.
Well, that's if you know the routing, then RNG in a lot of ways becomes the separation.
That is true. That is true. Actually, with the fact that Chanigan deciding to grind a little bit early, it
Trying
may
to take RNG out of the
No, he's actually trying to hope for
equation.
bad RNG. Like, by preparing extra, you're hoping that everyone else got hit with really bad luck. Or maybe he thought that this RNG on the Dwarf Cave dive was really bad in general. So he, like, prepared before diving this, like, part of the route specifically.
Yeah, that is a...
This is a really deep dive, especially considering you don't have exit.
Yeah, it is a deep dive to get to Dwarf Cave, and with no exit, that makes it real tough.
Thunderclaw taking a grind in the ice hall? I'm not so sure.
I don't like that idea, taking a grind.
He's encounter manipulating. Okay.
Okay. So he doesn't have to take an encounter on Sharknado floor.
Yep. Thunderclaw always surprised. Like, it's no surprise that these are some of the best runners. Like, all of them are representing the top teams of the league. Like, we started with 13, 14 teams in the fall league, and now we're down to these top 4 teams.
And Thunderclaw is about to get in the air. Thunderclaw is in the air at 1941.
Yep. Thunderclaw is the first person in the air.
And that's one of the volcano floors. Which goes into into Earth 4 or Earth Lich floor, Earth 5. Yeah, poke Lich with a stick, because that's about all it takes.
Yeah,
that's not Lich.
Yep, we have Randomizer on. So what made you think we were gonna stop at just enemies? We have alternate fiends on, baby. They might have different elemental weaknesses.
Oh boy.
They might have slow 6. And
oh.
Whoops. Also, heads up to our
heads up to the restream. We may be having some further issues.
Yeah. However, I do believe that I hate the 13th will get it figured out. There we go. As for Zenobian's stream, I'm not seeing it move, but like it's being tracked still.
Okay, so we've got a completed.
Uh-oh. Ah.
There we go.
We apologize for the technical issues.
Yeah, managing 3 separate streams without having your computer die is a pretty good feat.
Yes, in fact, I'm getting a new computer this next week, and that might make it possible for me to restream.
Yeah. Anyway, Sir Linkalot has managed to get out of the dwarf cave, and Zenobian.
And
Wait,
Zenobian's headed to carry.
wait. I wasn't ready for this.
Zenobian cubes into carry.
Yeah, Zenobian's got a full party at level 10, Red Wizard, White Wizard, Master, and a Thief. Yeah, the strat is really just have the Thief swing the best sword he can find. Ah, Sir Linkalot just went to Bahamut, and the Dragon's Horde has a key item. I'll let you know what it is. It is the cube.
That'll get him to carry.
Yep.
Well, Fire Fiend. Alternate Fire Fiend.
Astaroth. I just call her Carrie.
And Chanigan gets to a Vorpal 3. Gets the Vorpal plus 3.
Chanigan, despite grinding a little bit early on, has still failed to dive this dwarf cave.
I wouldn't necessarily say failed to dive the Dwarf Cave, as chosen not to dive Dwarf Cave.
I thought the dwarf cave had acquired progression.
I think it does.
Because we saw everyone going down there. And actually, wait, the Sharknado
Yes,
floor
floater.
is the... Yeah,
And Sharknado Floor is the way to Dwarf Cave.
yeah. So it must have been a failed dive. Oh, and that's the loop for Thunder. Meanwhile, Sir Linkalot is currently in...
And a ribbon.
The ribbon... That's gonna go on either the lifecaster of your party or the thief, because the master, I don't suspect anyone's gonna grind up to 42, and the master cannot equip the ribbon. Or wait. So Thunder seems to put it on his Red Wizard.
Well, Red Wizard could be the Lifecaster.
Yep.
And is that Zenobian doing Air Fiend?
That seems like a good guess. If Zenobian succeeds in that, that'll be 3 orbs for him.
It could be Water Fiend.
That would still be 3 orbs, but
It'd still be 3 orbs, but
I doubt this is Water Fiend because of the grayish background.
oh
If it was a water battlefield, it would be blue.
no, that background is water. That background is sea.
And well, I don't know anything about Final
Sky
Fantasy.
background is different.
I would think that the background would match the actual area.
No, it's not the gray. It's not the color. It's the. It's not the color of the background. It's the pattern of the background.
Yeah. I'm still not sure as to why some of these, like the colors of backgrounds, change with floor entrance shuffle.
It has to do with where the original entrance is. If you go into something at Earth area, for instance, you're going to get the brown.
I know how it works, but why?
That I couldn't tell you.
Oh, that's a katana.
Oh no, Chanigan's trying again to get down to dwarf.
Anyway, Zenobian finding that katana +3, considering that he grabbed it, it must have been even better than Vorpal +3.
Yeah, Red Wizard can use Katana. Got the blessing.
Ah, that's a very nice blessing to have, especially considering we actually got a blessed Katana with a thief in the party.
Oh, wow. Katana has an even higher crit.
Yeah, I pretty much expected that. We've also seen the Axe Caliber, which it's funny, but it's not going to be put to use. We know where Tiamat is. It was in the Elfland area, and that'll be 4. And that means we know where all 4 orbs are. We have key and loot, and we know where Topher is.
So yeah, we're at grinding. Zenobian at least is at grind and go mode.
Yep. How much
and has
grinding
found
will it be?
Melmond.
Zenobian's probably... Wait, Zenobian doesn't have the tail? Huh. But Fate 8 and Life 3 are nice additions, nonetheless. It's only the Thief that needs to promote. And the Thief might not even need to if the Red Wizard can swing that Katana +3, because, well, Saber 7.
Yeah.
Anything works with Saber 7. Like, I just saw on Sir Linkalot's stream, he's fighting Carry right now, and the Red Wizard just suddenly did 800 damage.
Yowza. That's a lot of damage. And Chanigan gets the floater.
And Chanigan get out, though.
Yeah, that's the other question.
Sir Linkalot going to fight Kraken now.
Now, with the way these Randomizers go, do they still keep their... do they still keep, like, the ability to bracken the Kraken?
No, actually.
Oh.
The new fiends might have different elemental weaknesses, meaning...
Oh, Chanigan wiped.
Maybe... Oh... I think that spells the end of Carry's chances. Unless Chaos and
Unless
the
Chaos just happens to go... Yeah. There is always the chance of Kraken 2 doing Kraken 2 things.
Alright. Let's see.
Thunderclawed fighting
Now,
Kraken equivalent.
On the topic of Kraken 2, we have Shortened Topher enabled, and no, we're not refighting all of the fiends. So the runners can pick and choose. Either Lich and Tiamat or Carry and Kraken.
Well, Tiamat 2 can also do Kraken 2 things.
Yes, but that's down to RNG, and I'm sure these runners have probably lapped out which route they like more based on how they play.
Come on, Chanigan, get through here. Get through this time.
Oh, he's diving ins again. Unfortunate.
Well, he's got to get the progression.
That is... I thought he was on his way out for a second, so, it seems that Zenobian is just going to grind on Hydras. Now, you may notice the FR Hydra, and that just means it's a Frost Hydra. A lot of these prefixes behind enemy names will tell you what element they have an affinity for, and which may also tell you about what their weakness might be. Like, you could find zombie enemies, frost enemies, I don't know, fire enemies, stuff like that. Or you can just Fate 8 everything.
Well, there is that as an option.
Just cast Fade.
All right, Chanigan. See if we can get out this time. And Thunderclad is on the way to Tiamat.
Yep. Meanwhile, we've got Sir Link-a-Lot doing all of his shopping, Zenobian doing the grinding, and Chanigan, please make it out.
And we have a War Garland.
But I've never seen a I thought it was only night sprites. Oh, that's a crack. Poor Fifth.
Just say no to crack.
Remember, folks, Garland cannot crack you without your consent. Ooh, Invis 5 is actually AoE, which is... I've never seen a level 5 spell be AoE.
That's where... Isn't that where Invis 2 is? In the vanilla game, though? In level 5 where Invis 2 is?
Sometimes Invis 6 is single target for me, from what I remember. And that's a wipe. We've got Sir Link-a-Lot taking on War Garland now.
All right, Chanigan is on the last floor. Chanigan's all the way back up. Oh, and wipes.
Took a bit of a frustration lap, which is understandable. Meanwhile, Sir Link-a-Lot is just throwing a Hail Mary, hoping this thief can kill the War Garland. And it seems that for Thunderclad, he's throwing all of his eggs on the Red Wizard. Ooh. That's 500 damage from that thief. I think Sir Link-a-Lot might make it. Crack comes out ineffective. 1,300 damage from that thief. And War Garland is terminated.
Oh, boy.
Now, if I'm Sir Link-a-Lot, I run out and save.
Darkmoon Firelight in chat wants a War Luigi. Wah!
War Luigi.
And Zenobian now fighting War Garland.
Sir Link-a-Lot running straight ahead to Tier 2.
And there goes War Garland.
Bolt 8 kills Tier 2 instantly.
Yowza!
That's 4 ores for Sir Link-a-Lot. He is technically in the lead.
Although Thunderclad and Zenobian are not far behind.
Thunderclad is probably a lot less. Thunderclad is probably in a good position if you saw where everyone else is at, because of those extra points from being in first place. I'd be sweating if I was Zenobian.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be close.
If you knew where everyone else is.
Yeah. But again, that's why I like to be in the booth and not there a lot of the times.
I'm not very good at racing these either. Especially not once you get to floor and entrance shuffle.
See, I've somehow managed to have a good track record in floor and entrance shuffle despite never practicing it before being officially challenged in Iron Goal. Thanks for giving me that practice, Papa Ducks. Now, Shanigan gets the floater. Will he make it out?
Zenobian heading down towards Topher.
Is this the beginning? Yep, that seemed like a that was a like a plant down house, hard reset, and just go.
Maximoon.
Oh, just getting all the funny prep out of the way. Or Link-a-Lot is doing a little bit more exploring. Seems he's not ready to take on Topher yet.
And that's a carry. That's a carry too.
With Zap 7. All right. I need a quick head out and grab something. I'll be back in just 2 minutes.
Roger that. And Zenobian. Okay, Thunderclad has dropped Tiamat. Has all four orbs. Chanigan once again making the dip down towards Dwarf Cave. Now Zenobian taking Tia 2. Using Fog 8, which is awful nice pickup.
I'm back. Seems Zenobian taking on Cognazo. I believe that's Kraken 2, right?
Tia 2.
Oh.
I think.
I mean, Cognazo is a typical water elemental enemy, which that happens a lot with the alternate fiends, I think. Thunderclaw just hitting level 20 and entering Topher. Oh, everyone except Chanigan is entering Topher right now.
Yeah.
Which, poor Chanigan.
Yeah, I don't disagree with Adam in chat, with Adam Droop in chat. I have to imagine that once you get a dot done, Chanigan will most likely forfeit. And we've got Zenobian fighting Chaos.
Here we go. Fog 8, giving everyone loads of armor for free, locking Chaos in place, making sure that you hit Chaos hard and he doesn't hit you hard.
Yes, that is very important. Yes, Chanigan has had god-awful luck in this dive.
Which it's even worse because he prepared extra for this dive. I remember other runners managed to get out of this dungeon at 4 lower levels, like level 9, level 10. Chanigan's level 13. Yeah, level 12, okay. Oh, and both of them put to sleep instantly. Oh, no.
Oh, and then Glance puts one to stone
And that's another
and
wipe.
a wipe. And Thunderclad hitting that Cagnazzo. Your Cagnazzo.
Kill 8, killing Zenobian's black belt. However, that thief is doing over 1,000 damage with max immune, 2,000 damage.
1900.
I think this is going to be it for Chaos Terminated.
Yes, it is.
Zenobian is going to set the first bin at 42:40 on this on-stream time.
Yes. GG to Zenobian. A winner is you.
Ending on how it depends on how quickly Sir Linkla or
Thunderclad finishes.
Yep. Because I think if this chaos fight goes well for Thunderclad,
Oh. Nope. Instant death.
all right. So at this point, I think I can say that Chanigan is out of the race at this point,
Yeah.
unless stuff continues to go extremely poorly.
Unless Thunderclad just...
So there's so in terms of total points, Cake and Brack, represented by Thunder right now, is 2 points ahead of Sir Link-a-Lot. But Sir Link-a-Lot, what's the point difference between second and third bin?
I don't know. I don't know. I have not kept up with the scoring.
Dark Moon was in chat. He's on the committee. Sir Link-a-Lot taking some Fade 6, giving out some Fade 6. He's currently on that fight with Chaos. He's got 3 party members left alive. Both of the spellcasters are still up. Actually, no, just the red mage. The white mage is the one that's dead.
And Thief goes down for Thunderclad.
Well, since it is a fiend, that white mage should have life magic. Right?
Should
no.
be.
Oh no. That thief is staying down.
Uh-oh.
Meat Eater 8 comes out for Chaos, but Sir Link-a-Lot is fully buffed up. Terminated. Sir Link-a-Lot opens up the second bin. So now Thunderclad has 2 minutes to finish unless he wants to enter the third bin.
Yes. And welcome Zenobian, GG to you.
Hello, thank you.
I think you have officially secured a spot for your team in the finals.
Oh boy,
It's-
one more week.
All right. So, how did this seed feel for you?
I will say that this was over 10 minutes faster than any of the practices I've done, and that was the best RNG I've ever seen.
Speaking of
Normally,
our-
it takes multiple attempts to get the canoe out, multiple attempts to get the floater out, which it seems like Shanigan is experiencing
Yeah.
that right now.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
Despite
everything
preparing
on the floater
extra.
class can kill you.
Yeah.
Despite extra prep, Chanigan is...
Like, Chanigan was the most prepared out of anyone to get the floater out. And Chanigan is the one struggling to get the floater out.
And Chanigan's out. Chanigan's got the floater.
Thank God
Yeah.
he survived the nightmare. That was
Oh.
one of the few places that I noted down to not hard reset, because hard reset gave a bunch of bad encounters with instant deaths. So I don't know if he's been hard resetting the whole time or not, but maybe that could have been the issue.
All right. Have we gotten an answer between the point difference in second and third bins?
And Thunderclawed is having some significant difficulty.
Yeah, although either because Sir Link-a-Lot has finished, like, I believe Thundercloud's going to be ending up in the third, opening up the third bin. You know, is that 2 points enough for him to secure a final spot for Cake and Brack, or was the second bin enough to clutch it for Sir Link-a-Lot?
If Chanigan can clutch out a third bin, which is unlikely, but if Chanigan can clutch out bin 3, then Thunderclawed, then Cake and Brack, and Keyboard Cats will be tied. No, Cake and Brack and Faculty will be tied. Cake and Brack and Keyboard. Yeah, Cake and Brack and Keyboard Cats will be tied.
So that 2 points really was a nice cushion for Thunder. So if Thunder finishes now, then it'll be Cake and Brack and Keyboard Cats in the finals, correct?
Yes, if Thunder finishes now, it should be Cake and Brack and Keyboard Cats. If Chanigan clutches it out, it's not Cake and Brack and Keyboard Cats. It'll be Keyboard Cats and Faculty.
The times like this makes me just want to drag in Dark Moon.
I'm seeing some different strats from what I used. Looks like Thunder is not using the Thief as a carry at all.
Which I'm surprised about. I thought Thunder really likes thieves.
And you started with a very strong weapon. That caster dagger, with a few sabers and a fast, actually does 800 damage. It's pretty good.
Thunder's having his Red Wizard carry it with that katana +3.
Yes, so Gregley, Keyboard Cats have 36 right now, Faculty is at 34, and Thunderclawed will either get... Yes, Thunderclawed will either have 35 or 33, I think.
Apparently I was summoned.
A little bit. We want to determine, like, what the final standings will be based on the runners finishing.
Okay, well, looking at what we have right now, Thunder at 56 right here. He has to finish in the next 20 seconds, essentially, to get into second bin. Otherwise, he'll be in third bin. That said, with the 2-point lead they had over everyone, unless somehow Thunder has the worst luck possible and
Terminated.
Chanigan catches up, well, there you go then. This defeats that point I was about to make. Then he's got a 1-point lead for his team over Sir Link-a-Lot, so we are looking at Keyboard Cats and Cake and Brack are going to be first and second, so they'll go to the gold medal match. The Faculty and Carry On My Wayward Son, whether or not Chanigan finishes today, are going to be in the bronze match.
Gotcha.
Got it.
Thank
It's
you
it's
for
a
clarifying.
1-point difference. Yeah. For first, second, third for the teams are all separated by a single point.
Thank you. Thank you, Dark Moon.
You're quite welcome.
All right, and just like that, he's gone. And with that, we can now officially announce Cake and Brack versus Keyboard Cats for the finals.
Yes.
And then the consolation match, Carrie and Wayward Son versus heck, I didn't have
the faculty.
Yeah, faculty. Thank you. And with that, we're just gonna we're gonna watch until Shanigan decides to forfeit or finish, and now we can start interviewing our runners.
No quit. There's no quit in Shanigan, and I appreciate that.
All right. So we're in chat. We have Zenobian, our first place finisher. How do you feel about these final results?
I'm not surprised that it was as close as it was. I kind of figured it would be down to a point or two all the ways around, and I'm glad that it worked out that way. It just means that everyone was on pretty even footing, and everyone was probably having a good time.
Probably.
Except for Shanigan.
Yeah, sorry, Shanigan.
Yeah, sorry, Chan.
He's not having a good time. Like, we're gonna finish the stream and then we're gonna listen to Shanigan say some not for stream words.
You would not be shocked by that.
I've been complaining to people about the Saturday Seed for like 5 weeks at this point, and I think now everyone sees why.
Yeah,
If
it's
you get
like
unlucky, it is real bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you have any more things to talk about, considering that you're the only runner that's in the call right now?
I'm just surprised at the diversity of strategies we took with this spoiler seed. I think with the others, most of the runners tended to do the same things, like use the same caster items and the same weapons. Whereas here, we saw Thunder using a Vorpal. I was using that Lit Dagger all the way until Topher, and I'm not sure what Shanigan swinging around.
Something.
Shanigan did pick up that Vorpal.
Yeah, but does he have anyone that can swing it? The
He has the
answer
Red
is
Wizard, I think.
He does have Red Wizard.
he just got the Red Wizard recently. Then. Anyway, so I believe. Let's see. What is the finals format? Might as well start
Yeah.
talking about that.
And Shanigan is heading up towards Tiamat. I honestly don't know what the finals format is. I have not
Let me go look at the.
been significant. I have not really been as involved in the fall league as I have in prior tournaments, like the spring tournament.
All right, so oops, spoiler rally. I'm just gonna pull up some of these flags and let us know.
My Chadpert in chat says it's going to be a relay race. That could be a blast. And Shanigan is trying to work his way past War Garland. And
Dies by 1 HP. Shanigan's just getting that kind of luck. Anyway,
okay.
It seems that we're not gonna get a bronze match. It seems the faculty has declined a bronze medal match, which was intended to be something fun anyway.
Okay. Okay, it's a rally race. When first person lights the first orb, the second person starts. And then when the second new orb is lit, the third person starts. And then when the third
Start
new
from
orb
where?
starts
Like-
the seed. So
Is that with a co-op script enabled?
okay, when the second person lights the second orb, person 3 starts. And when it's not with co-op script.
Huh.
So let's say that
Okay, from what I'm getting, so person 1 goes lights the first orb, person 2 starts up, and I assume person 1's just gonna be like telling them like voice about the seed, or is it just all blind? Because all blind sounds pretty funny.
yeah, all blind sounds really funny.
Although it would get old by the fourth person.
Rally
Okay.
does use the co-op script, by the way, so they'll be sharing orbs and key items and stuff.
Oh. War Garland is down for Chanigan.
And just head straight on over to Tia 2.
Tia 1.
Oh, right. You know what? Just cast Volt 8, it'll die.
But he's got no casters up.
If you think hard enough, it'll die.
Okay, so Zenobian, you were going to tell us about the final. It does have the co-op script.
Correct, it does. It's not like listed in the pins or anything, but if you look at the rules doc, when it explains each week, it says that the co-op script is mandatory, so you have to use BizHawk.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, you guys nailed it. Player 1 goes and kills a boss, then player 2 can go. Player 2 kills a different boss, lighting a second orb, then player 3 can go, and so forth.
So are we gonna have like all 4 of them in like a voice chat together?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
The butthole. Let's see. My favorite voice channel in all of Discord. They're probably gonna be renamed.
They'll probably be renamed to team names.
Yeah, sounds good. And to specify to Twitch, that was with a D.
I will. I just want to say good luck. We're all counting on you.
Oh, hey, wait. Chanigan's in Topher. Let's go, Chanigan.
Let's go, Chan.
Ooh. Now, because I can, I'm gonna take a look at some of the finals flag set to see what we've got. All right, we have got a random final boss.
Oh.
Very chunky bosses. We're talking 250 to 350% HP.
Ouch.
And then 100 to 250 of their stats. Pretty good very good EXP scaling. Grinding is gonna be very quick.
Oh, with those buffs to the boss stats, you'll need it.
Yeah, we've got good old floor entrance shuffle. Free. Oh, it's free. Oh, it's free transportation. We got free airship.
What about canoe?
No. The canoe is the only needed transportation. Anyway, I won't overload with too much because you're still watching Chanigan.
Well, yeah. as Chanigan's working on Tia 2.
We have. Let's see, is there any more questions in the Twitch chat? I still hadn't pulled up the Twitch chat because I was watching Link a Lot stream.
I like Hate's thought on it. Cast stab.
Cast punch. Then logged out of Twitch. Alright, that's Kraken 2 down.
And
Chanigan's gonna pull the strat off called Not Dying.
yes, that is the best strat for Chaos. Is don't die.
Here we go. Opening up with Invis 5 and Ruse 3. The plan is just don't get hit. Don't get hit, dummy. Although Tornado for an opening, we can actually look at Chaos' script now that we don't have like 3 people in Topher at the same time.
Yeah.
Look for and just buff that thief to any means necessary.
And fast 5. Ooh,
Oh.
fade 6.
A bunch of non-elemental damage coming out from Chaos. Another Saber 7. Down goes the White Mage. Max Immune doing 1200 damage.
Here's the problem, though. Chaos has kill 8. There's only one target.
Yeah.
Or he can just crit.
And Chaos has punch.
Even with Max Evade, he can still get crit. Which just shows just how bad of what's it called? RNG
Yeah.
Chanigan's been getting.
Well, that was through a stun, so you can't dodge anyway.
Yeah. But didn't the thief have a ribbon?
Trance is non-elemental.
Oh, of course. But isn't it like real? Isn't trance like really low chance to hit as well?
That's pretty medium.
All right. Well, not
Trance is
super.
one of those things you never want to see because it's always dangerous unless you're level 50 black belt.
Fair enough.
Pretty much. But Chanigan got a little bit better RNG through I guess that's carry. That's carry too.
Yeah, we're doing carrying Kraken. Just fast, rude, and ruse, not rude, and fade.
And a dead black belt.
The plan, just don't get hit.
Yeah, that pretty much is where you gotta go. That. Ooh. White Mage is out.
Did he ever go get life?
Good question. Considering that it was only the White Mage and the Thief on the Chaos fight last time, I don't think that there's
I
life.
don't think he did.
Alright, solo Thief for the win. This will obviously work. Especially when Chaos has Fade 8, Tornado.
Especially when
Brad.
Chaos has Tornado, Kill 8.
That was the other bad thing about this seed. One of the life spells is in Melmont, which is not actually in the spoiler log anywhere. It doesn't actually tell you where Melmont is. And the other one is in Provoca, which is actually past the canoe in that horrible dungeon, like 7 floors down Crescent Lake. It's several floors past that, and at that point you don't have any mages, so you'd have to go all the way back.
And there's Kill 8.
There's Kill 8.
So Chanigan showing off why this seed was terrible.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, this was just an unfortunate. This was an unfortunate piece of RNG.
But hey, at the very least, we can all say in the booth that it wasn't because Chanigan was a bad player by any means.
No,
Chanigan
no.
was doing has made so many good decisions in his running for this. Like, specifically preparing for that really bad dive by getting up to level 12. Like,
Unfortunately, RN Jesus did not smile upon him.
right, Fog 8 coming out. It seems the white mage has the ribbon on right now.
Well, Zenobian, best of luck to you in the final.
Thanks, I'm gonna need it, because every time we're actually chatting about when to do it, like all 8 of us right now, and we're looking at a similar time to this. But this is like 2 a.m. for me because I work overnight, so I'm always real sleepy on these afternoon races. But it's fine, we'll be good.
And
right. You get yourself some rest there, Zenobian. Hopefully,
you guys
Chanigan
enjoy
will
the rest
kill
of the
chaos.
cast.
yes, and Chanigan getting ready to fight chaos.
Mask comes out, Ruse comes out, and Invis 5 comes out. So the plan is don't get hit. We saw how well that worked last time. Fog 8 comes out, hopefully making the thief survive should he get tranced and hit. Or is that... wait, that's a female thief, right? Wait. Seems like... you know what, yeah. Sorry for messing up Whoop, the thief's gender. Poor Whoop. Poor Whoop and poor Chanigan after the seed.
This has been brutal.
Alright, 595 from Maximune. That's a pretty soft hit on that white mage. Hopefully... well, the white mage can no longer take any hits. And there's kill 8.
Kill 8.
Not a reset. So is that a forfeit?
Yep.
Well, Chanigan is in our chat.
Hi.
Hi Chanigan.
I'm sorry for you,
Yeah.
man.
It feels rando, man.
Yeah, this has been the worst RNG I've ever had running this seed.
Oh,
I've
yeah, the
done this
RNG was
seed.
awful.
Yeah, really awful. I was still trying to get the floater, and people were not done, so I knew that this was gonna be bad. And
Like we thought you were being really smart at the beginning because you were like 3-4 levels above what other people were when you're diving in.
yeah,
It just yeah.
I've done this seed in 35 minutes multiple times.
Oh,
And yeah, this has been the
People were not
worst.
joking when they said it takes either 20 minutes or 2
Oh, yeah.
hours.
Yep, it's all or nothing. It's this floater. Not having access to a ribbon is so bad. Like
yeah.
every ribbon were floater locked. So you had to do this chain.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else not related to the seed? Because, well, we've seen enough of the seed. We've seen the
Yep.
suffering.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I almost forfeited like when
You saw the dot done.
when I saw the first dot done. I was on the race
We were
time
talking about
page,
it.
and I'm just, do I really? I'm like, no, I can't do it. Just
There was actually still the possibility that you could clutch out and change who was in the final at that point.
Yeah, although that change wouldn't have put you in the final.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
It's been a rough one, and
Kill 8 on chaos.
kill eight. I've tried routing anything against that chaos, and yeah, it's just if you don't have 900 HP, you're dead. So it's RNG. Let's go. So that's why I didn't want to route. I first routed Black Belt Master, not Black Master and Thief only. And when I saw that kill 8, I'm like, yep, not happening.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a GG's for you as well as team faculty. Congratulations on making it this far, though. Like,
Thank you.
hey, top 4 in a tournament this big.
Yeah, I'm really happy. For real, this has been one of the best, if not the best, tournament I've taken. I've tried, so yeah. GG
Oh.
to Zeno, Link a lot, and Thunder. They
You
had
did-
better RNG than me, and
You did your best, and that's all
Yep.
anyone can ask.
yep.
All right. With that,
You'd have-
thank
you'd
you
have
for
killed
giving us
me.
some good entertainment, Shanigan.
My pleasure.
I'll tell you, you'd have killed me in it.
A huge thank you to Chad Burt and JLo, our trackers. Thank you
Big
to DM Stewart.
Big thanks to Hate13, our restreamer.
Do we know where the finals are being streamed? Probably not, because we haven't scheduled it.
Yeah, probably not yet.
All right. Well, that's all we have for today. Thanks for watching the end of the semifinals of the Fall League tournament. Finals
Yeah.
are sure to be something even crazier.
The finals ought to be a real hoot. With the four-way rally, with the 4-person rally stream or 4-person rally race. So, I guess I'll wrap it up. On behalf of our crew, Chadbert and Hate13 and JLo7, and my partner Admiral Tryhard in the booth. This is DM Stewart 1981 saying, "Have a great afternoon, everyone."